Representative Demuth, let's start with you on this next question. This is another perennial. We get this fairly regularly. It's a matter of significant concern on both sides. It hasn't seen much legislative action, but there's been a lot of discussion about it. This viewer is concerned about dogs and legally set body grip traps and wants to know there's a dog protection bill identified as House File 2086 and Senate File 2142. This viewer thinks viewer from Brainerd thinks it would be a good idea to pass this bill, but this issue generates a fair amount of discussion. Let's start with you, Representative Demuth. What do you think?
Absolutely, and I understand the importance of perennial issues that come forward. I have not heard specific testimony on this bill, so I can't speak specifically to it, but I would be willing to look at both sides and to understand a little bit more of the background, and also learn from my colleagues that are on the call also that have been on your show before, and maybe they've already heard the question.
Representative Olson, your thoughts?
I don't know that this came up last time, so maybe this perennial issue is not one that I've tackled before. So I also am not super familiar with the issue, but if it's a concern of citizens, that's our job as representatives of the about 40,000 people, is to take those concerns that we hear seriously and listen to them and see what the proper recourse is. So this clearly is something that is a concern that continues to be raised by this constituent, and I would just encourage that person to reach out to their representative too. It's often their own representative that can champion those issues for them, but I would certainly look into it and take a look. And I too have not heard from my constituents on this, but it doesn't mean that it's not an issue or something that needs to be handled.
Very good. Senator Franzen, any thoughts on this?
I'm actually trying to look it up because I haven't heard about it either. So I think we have some homework to do here. So thank you to that viewer, unless Senator Johnson has heard of it. But a lot of issues like this come up and we end up getting a ton of emails. So I would say if you have a group of folks that are following, tracking, let them do what usually happens is an email campaign, and all of us get to hear the same story and make sure that we all have awareness of the issue and how you'd like us to vote on it. So educating us would be great on this issue. And thanks again to the viewer.
Senator Johnson.
Well, I'll take a swing at it. It's been a couple of years since I was on the Environment Committee, but I remember back then the issue was that these traps were set so that household dogs and pets might be inclined to go through the trap and endanger them. There has been a pretty low case count in that regard. The effect of the bill itself seems to be targeting the industry more than anything. These different traps, newer type of traps, would actually make trapping very difficult, which has been trapping in our state. It's not practiced as much nowadays, but our history is really built on the trapping industry across the state. The French voyager coming in here and doing that, and before that, the Native Americans being here and doing it. So, the aim of that bill, if that's true, that it's looking to kill the industry, I think we have to really re-examine that one. But like I say, it's been a few years since I've been in there, and the dynamics may have changed on that as well.